Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at what I consider to be the top 5 most influential games on the Commodore Amiga. Its inception from 1985 with the A1000 and the Amiga 500 a little later. I won't be looking at AGA games because the Amiga was already an established platform by the time the A1000 and A500 had been released. So we're going to be looking at the earlier games and what made, I would say, the most impact. So here's my top 5. You might not agree with me, and in fact I'd be surprised if anyone does. But this is my 5. I hope you enjoy them. In 1989, Commodore released what would become the biggest selling Amiga pack in Commodore's history. It would be the Ocean Batman pack, and the Batman pack was released to coincide with the hit film of the time starring Michael Keaton. The game itself was a standard platformer game based on the film, and Ocean themselves had unrivaled access to the making of the film, which cost Ocean the princely sum of £1 million to secure. Commodore themselves managed to negotiate a deal with Ocean Software in which they commissioned 10,000 units of the Batman game to be bundled with the Commodore Amiga 500. This was before the game would be sold to retail. In the end, Commodore managed to sell 180,000 units of the game and obviously 180,000 Commodore Amiga 500s, making this the biggest and most successful bundle ever created by Commodore. That certainly earns its place as perhaps one of the most influential Amiga games.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
And straight at number 4 we have Lemmings, which is a puzzle game originally developed by DMA Designs in Dundee, Scotland, and published by Psygnosis for the Amiga in 1991. The game was originally programmed by Russell Kay and was created or inspired by an animation that Daly created while experimenting with Deluxe Paint on the Amiga. Each level begins with one or more trapdoors being opened from above, releasing a steady stream of clueless lemmings who follow each other to their doom. Your goal is to protect them, guide them and save as many as possible, and help them reach the goal and escape to the next level. The original Lemmings has 2-player mode, which only featured on the Amiga, as the Amiga could support 2 mice simultaneously. Still a classic game, still highly regarded, and it is another one that is still available today. Sensible Soccer, or Sensi as it is affectionately called, was released in 1992 for the Amiga and is a series which was extremely popular and still retains a cult following today, with updates and championship games still being played across the land. Developed by Sensible Soccer and released in 1992 and then later for the PC, featuring tiny sprites that look a little bit out of place in this modern world. It's a classic football game which is often credited as many players' favourite football game even today. A spiritual successor to this was released by John Hare in 2015 and was released for the Xbox and PlayStation. Still a popular game, still a great game, although I do suck at
it. Finally, on the Amiga, even Auntie Marisha gets the chance to score with Sensible Soccer version 1.1.
Definitely one of the best. It's very fluid to control, it's easy to get the hang of.
Sensible Soccer 1.1 is a great improvement. It's better than Kickoff, it's better than Sensible Soccer of course, it's better than Striker, it's the best football game you can get.
There are new teams, improved goalies, more cups to win, and the controversial back pass rule. My verdict, the best game on the Amiga.
Owners of the original Sensible Soccer can upgrade to version 1.1 for the measly sum of £4.95. Send your disc 1 plus a checker post order to Sensible Soccer offer at this address.
I had great difficulty placing this at number 2, as in my mind it should probably be number 1. But if I'm honest, number 1 was certainly more made a fuss over than this game. But this game is what made the Amiga what it is in my mind. Defender of the Crown. Released by Cinemaware, and what a fantastic game it is. James D. Sachs did the artwork for it, did the graphics, and R.J. Michael did the programming. What a great game. It has a troubled history, but it still comes out pretty well. Some features of the game were missing on the Amiga, as there was simply not enough time to complete the game. There was only a short number of weeks to get the game ready for release when R.J. Michael was called in. So you play the role of a knight called upon to find the crown of England and restore sense and sensibility to our troubled land. A fantastic game, loved by practically everybody, and it is the game that was once said to have sold more Amigas than Commodore's advertising itself. And here we are, number 1, what can I say? The 1989 classic Shadow of the Beast by Psygnosis. And what a game this is. Graphically, it is absolutely superb with fantastic audio, a wonderful soundtrack, and it's simply visually stunning. The gameplay is dreadful, it's not fun to play, and is incredibly difficult. But it looked awesome, and it was used by magazines to sell the Amiga. It was put on display and run as a demo. It was simply awesome, and nothing like it had ever been seen before. Using amazing parallax scrolling and 128 colours on screen, this thing was a tour de force on the Commodore Amiga. Developed by Reflections Interactive over 9 months, it was their second 16-bit game, and it really is simply the most ambitious thing yet released on the Amiga. It was a fantastic looking game, but it was a little poor to play. Shadow of the Beast 2 went somewhere in rectifying this, and Shadow of the Beast 3 was a much better game. But Shadow of the Beast 1 is the game that is always remembered on the Amiga.
Fantasy role-playing games. First up, return to the time when dinosaurs ruled the earth and Mars bars were only 10p in Shadow of the Beast.
Lovely graphics, nice backgrounds, nice animation, but the gameplay sucks a bit, and after a while you just get a bit jarred off.
Looks good, plays fast, but doesn't offer anything new in the final analysis.
It's a bit of a disappointment. It's got a big name, but not the gameplay to back it up.